Are you serious? Are you serious? Oh, it's getting real serious. This is a prophecy alert. We have information here that Putin has moved military forces now to the North Korean border as the world prepares for war. Now, you know, China had already moved 150,000 troops to the North Korean border. Now Putin has moved troops to the North Korean border. And as I reported last night, Russia and China are following the USS Carl Vinson as it heads toward the Korean Peninsula. They are following it, not only in the waters, they're monitoring us, they're probing us, and they're using reconnaissance planes over top of the USS Carl Vinson. So this is getting very precarious. Matter of fact, here's some of the information coming from the reports just coming in. A video has been released allegedly showing a mass military mobilization by Russia just 8 miles from the border of North Korea as the world edges towards war. Russia has reportedly moved military vehicles toward North Korean border, which is within striking distance of North Korea's nation. The dramatic move, unconfirmed, of course, by the Russian government, has been spotted by residents in the border cities of Russia, and they've posted it on their social media sites. Since the emergence of this footage, fears have grown that North Korea could become a trigger for a conflict involving the United States, China, and Russia. Both China and Russia consider North Korea a necessary buffer state, which they need to keep stable for their own national securities. And according to reports, a military convoy of 8 surface-to-air missiles, part of Russian air defense, were on the move. The S-400 anti-aircraft missiles were moved as well, where Vladimir Putin has already had a major naval base. North Korea has warned the United States not to take provocation action after holding a military parade that showed off their new intercontinental ballistic missiles and their submarine-launched ballistic missiles. And officials from the North Korean regime have said that the country will hit back with nuclear attacks if necessary. There is a mounting speculation that the current leader, Kim Jong-un, will soon order a new nuclear test. Folks, it could be even April 25th. That is the 85th anniversary of North Korea's new military. Now, while this is all going on, I need you to know there is some Bible prophecy to back up what's going on. Stephen Ben-Hanun has done a great video on this as well, and he's on the money. He's 1,000% on the money. And we've been watching Daniel chapter 11, 41 through 45. I've been talking about this chapter now since the Arab Spring began in January and February of 2011. And we've been telling you that the tidings from the east and from the north will come into play, and that was China and Russia. Well, with the information last night that China and Russia are following the USS Carl Vinson in a which is a definite provocation. They're not coming. No. Russia and China has decided they're not going to partner up with Donald Trump, with the President of the United States. They are going to take the side of North Korea, and they're monitoring the United States. Well, here's the prophecy. If you go to Daniel chapter 11, it says these words in verse 41. This is the Arab Spring rolling into a Pacific conflict. It says, he shall enter also into the glorious land, and many countries shall be overthrown. This is talking about an antichrist spirit moving into the Middle East. And we know many countries are overthrown because in the Arab Spring, we know that Tunisia, Egypt, Libya, and Yemen were all overthrown. Ben Ali, Hosni Mubarak, Muammar Gaddafi, and Ali Shaleh. They're all gone away. And then the attacks and the massive civil war that's went on in Syria, and the rise of ISIS after Obama pulled out the U.S. troops out of Iraq and left all the hardware for ISIS to form. All of this has been going on. So look at the scriptures again. He shall enter also into the glorious land. That's the Antichrist spirit. Many countries shall be overthrown. I just explained it. But these shall escape out of his hand, even Edom and Moab and the chief children of Ammon. That is Jordan, Ammon, Jordan. And they aren't going to be overthrown. It was prophesied they wouldn't, and they haven't. Verse 42, he shall stretch forth his hand also upon the countries, and the land of Egypt shall not escape. We know that's true. Egypt has been overthrown twice. Hasdrubal was taken out, and then later, Muhammad Masih. He was overtaken, the leader of the Muslim Brotherhood, by the General al-Sisi. Verse 43, but he shall have power over the treasures of the gold and of the silver and over all the precious things of Egypt. We know the United States confiscated nearly $50 billion worth of gold and silver out of Egypt and out of Libya. Look at this verse. But he shall have power over the treasures of gold and silver, over all the precious things of Egypt, and the Libyans and the Ethiopians shall be at his steps. Unbelievable. But Obama actually took their gold and silver during the confusion of the Arab Spring. He confiscated great wealths of Muammar Gaddafi of Libya and Hosni Mubarak of Egypt. And then verse 44, here it is. But tidings out of the east and out of the north shall trouble him. Therefore he shall go forth with a great fury to destroy and utterly to make away many. Folks, this is China and Russia getting in the mix. And he shall plant the tabernacles of his palace between the seas in the glorious holy mountain, yet he shall come to his end, and none shall help him. The Antichrist will not win at the end of the day, and certainly as the Antichrist spirit is moving in this upon the planet, we are watching biblical prophecy being fulfilled right before our very, very eyes. I'll be back with more current world events, how they relate to biblical prophecy. Don't miss today's live broadcast. Starts at 12 noon Eastern. Tomorrow, my guest, Rabbi Stephen Ben Danoon. Wednesday, my guest, Scotty Clark. Oh, yes. And we've got more in this Power Week coming. So don't miss today's broadcast. It will be powerful. Are you saved?